Hello and welcome inside the ACU TV or studio for this week's Optimist Newscast. My name is Macy Weathers alongside Carrie Johnston. Our top stories this week include sing-song rehearsals, upcoming events, and a baseball win at Globe Life Field. This is the Optimist Newscast. With sing-song approaching quickly, class and sorority and fraternity acts rehearsals are underway. With a look inside at some of the practicing is the Optimist Elena Woolman.
It is officially sing-song preparation time, as this week the many diverse groups began practicing for the event. Sing-song is a tradition known and loved by not just the ACU students, but the Abilene community as well. The event is a way for students to connect with their peers and make new friendships while singing their way to victory. ACU students have a range of reasons for why they love sing-song.
The competitiveness, I'm very competitive, and music is a strong suit for me, so mixing the two is really fun.
Favorite part is executing. I just love having a clean rehearsal.
Just being able to be in community and sing together and have fun.
Months of preparation, planning, and practice goes into this big day. I spoke with Courtney McGaw about her thoughts on the progress of sing-song and how it's coming along.
I actually think it's going really well. Practice has started this week, and I've heard recordings from a few of the groups, and everybody's just so excited and enthusiastic right now. And everything I've been hearing has just been really great.
ACU students are especially excited for this year's sing-song, as it will be the first year students will be performing in the newly renovated Moody Coliseum.
It was different not being in Moody, especially doing sing-song freshman year. But I'm just super excited to do it in Moody finally.
The groups will continue to work on perfecting their acts until the big day on March 31st. Until then, I'm Elena Willman for The Optimist.
The Black Student Union hosted Afram Fest Friday and included bingo, bracelet making, music, food, and more. The event is one of the events closing out Black History Month celebrations, with the final event, a late-night breakfast in the Bean, taking place Wednesday. Up next, here's Carrie Johnston with sports. Carrie?
Thanks, Macy. ACU baseball shocked the Oklahoma Sooners on Wednesday, bringing the team's third win of the season. The Optimist sports staff got the chance to travel to Globe Life Field and to get an inside look of the Wildcats' first Power 5 win of the season.
In an exciting 10-inning matchup, the ACU Wildcats defeated the Oklahoma Sooners here in Globe Life Field 4-3. Bottom of the 10th, 1 out, full count. Freshman catcher Maddox Meese singles through the middle, allowing junior infielder Garrett Williams to run home, giving ACU the walk-off upset against Power 5 team and last year's College World Series runner-up, Oklahoma.
It's always great to learn while you're playing, while you're winning, so super proud of the guys' effort tonight, traveling over here, Globe Life Park, chance of a lifetime for a lot of these guys that grow up Rangers fans, so I'm super proud of them for finding a way to win there. Great support tonight, so many people from DFW were here, so this is a game that all wins aren't the same sometimes. This will definitely be a signature win for our program.
Yet, there were plenty of other role players that allowed ACU to take the win. Junior right-handed pitchers Blake Anderson and Drake Bogan held the Sooners scoreless with only 4 hits in the first 7 innings. Meanwhile, Meese, who led the team with 3 RBIs by the end of the night, junior outfielder and infielder Jake Skaggs and junior outfielder Miller Ladisaw's 2 hits eventually helped the Wildcats take a 3-0 lead. But the Sooners came roaring back in the 8th and 9th innings. Oklahoma earned 3 runs in these 2 innings to tie the game, and ACU was unable to score in the bottom of the 9th, sending the game to extra innings. But McCarty knew his team had the toughness to pull out the win.
We talk about toughness a lot in our program. We got punched a little bit there at the back half, after holding the lead for the first 7-8 innings. But man, I'm so proud of the guys, the way they responded.
In the top of the 10th inning, junior left-handed pitcher Max Huffling and the Wildcat defense left the Sooners scoreless, with a dramatic double play sealing their fate. Then Williams walked and Skaggs moved him to second on a sacrifice fly, allowing Meese to work his magic to give the Wildcats the resume-boosting win.
There's a brand over there, so it's sometimes that's a growing piece in a program, but that's another Power 5 win for us. We like slaying giants around here, so we'll absolutely put that one in, but we'll get ready to play on Friday too, so we'll enjoy the bus ride home for sure.
That's all from us here at Globe Life Field. Guys, back to you.
Men's basketball played their final 2 home games Wednesday and Saturday, but fell in a 87-91 double overtime loss to Stephen F. Austin and a 62-66 loss to the top team in the Western Athletic Conference, Utah Valley. In Wednesday night's matchup against the Lumberjacks, the visiting team got out to a hot start, taking an 11-point lead into halftime. But ACU came back in the second half to take the lead and continued to exchange points back and forth for the final few minutes of the game. After a controversial reversed foul call, the Wildcats and Lumberjacks went to overtime. Neither team got an edge, sending the game into a second overtime, where SFA scored 4 points in 30 seconds to get the win. On Saturday, just in time for Senior Day, the Wildcats started the game strong and held as much as a 9-point lead in the first half. Slowly but surely, the Wolverines whittled down ACU's lead and made it a 1-2 possession game in the final 8 minutes. The game seemed almost out of reach when redshirt senior guard Emmanuel Allen converted a 4-point play with 20 seconds left to play, but the Wildcats were unable to stop the Wolverines, giving the team their second loss of the week. Despite the losses, head coach Brett Tanner said he hopes his team continues to hold on to the culture and that they can still win the WAC tournament.
The way that these guys compete that's the key. It doesn't matter if shots are going, because shots can go. We can shoot 80% from the field on Friday. That has nothing to do with how we're going to play in Vegas, because we may not make a shot, And so it's how do we compete? How do we play? Are we playing together? Are guys griping and bickering? And we haven't seen any of that. I think it's a testament to our culture and who we are. That's what gets us through stuff like this. And it's easy when you're winning. And I think this year that's been such a roller coaster ride to see that our culture has kind of withstood the storm, and we're still together and we're still fighting and doing all that. Shows how strong and how connected these guys really are.
ACU plays its last game before the Western Athletic Conference Tournament in Las Vegas, Nevada on Friday at 6:30 p.m. in Huntsville against Sam Houston, with the game streaming live on ESPN+. As for women's basketball, the Wildcats upset the #1 team in the WAC, Southern Utah, 89-83 in an overtime matchup on Thursday. Both teams were neck and neck during the first half, but ACU finished the second quarter on a 7-0 run to get a 2-point lead heading into halftime. The Wildcats came out on all cylinders in the third quarter, led by graduate forward Malia Langstaff's 34 points and they had a 14-point lead. But the Thunderbirds came back, ultimately sending the game into overtime. In overtime, the Wildcats shined and gained one of their biggest wins of the season. After the game, head coach Julie Goodenough, Langstaff, and sophomore guard Bella Earl said rebounding was important for the win and that they enjoyed beating the underdogs.
This is the first time we've ever seen Southern Utah in person, and they were as big and good as we anticipated watching on video. I will say our team, my gosh, I have to credit them for just sticking with the keys to the game, understanding, #1, how important it was to shoot open shots, and #2, how important it would be to rebound.
Playing against people that are 6'5", I just have to step up. We're undersized, so doing the little things, boxing out, making sure that we're playing the defense that our coaches put in place is really going to help us out when we have people that big.
We were definitely the underdog coming into this game. I don't think anyone had faith in us to go out and beat the #1 team in the WAC, but I think we proved a lot of people wrong, and it just proves people that we're a force to be reckoned with and that we can play with any team that we're up against.
The Wildcats finish out the regular season Thursday at 6 p.m. in Moody Coliseum as they take on Seattle U. The game will also stream live on ESPN+. Men's tennis finished their weekend 0-2 in losses against Brown University Friday and #33 Baylor University Saturday. The banged-up Wildcat roster saw sweeps in both games, 0-4 to Brown and 0-7 to Baylor. The team returns home for their next match against Lamar on Friday. As for women's tennis, the matchup against the University of Texas El Paso was postponed to a later date, but will be back on the road on Saturday to face the University of Tulsa. On top of upsetting Oklahoma earlier last week, baseball also bested Southeast Missouri 3-1 in a 4-game series. In the first game, junior right-handed pitcher Tyler Morgan only allowed 1 hit at the top of the first inning and went on to shut out 19 hitters to help give ACU a 3-0 win to start the series. Things took a turn for the Wildcats in the second game, where the Redhawks' 11 hits in the first inning propelled the visitors to a 23-2 win in the second game. On Sunday, ACU earned 2 comeback wins in a doubleheader. With the Wildcats down 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning, freshman Maddox Misi hit a walk-off grand slam to earn the first win of the day. Then after being down 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th, the Wildcats rallied back to take a 5-4 lead, and junior left-handed pitcher Max Huffling closed out the top of the 9th to give ACU's the series win. At his Monday press conference, head coach Rich McCarty said the coaching staff is still figuring out the exact positions, but was pleased with how his players played.
You want to recruit guys that want to play, are ready to compete. So I think we've got a good group of that. We're still trying to figure out the bullpen and who's going to be where and when. I think we've got a good young crop of guys there. Again, I think every new guy played on our roster over the last 10 days to some degree. So yeah, there's the experience there. I'm sure some want a different experience and maybe a different role, and I think some of those are going to kind of continue to evolve as we go through. We're not a finished product right now. You know, I think we're still learning.
The Wildcats' next weekend series will be against Houston Christian University at Crutcher Scott Field. Games will take place at 6:05 p.m. Friday, 1:05 and 4:05 p.m. Saturday, and 1:05 p.m. Sunday. That's all for this week's Optimist Newscast. I'm Carrie Johnston.
And I'm Macy Weathers. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.